Hey there. Today, we're basically going on a treasure hunt. We've got our hands on an amazing analysis from Mzansi magazine, and it's our map to the most profitable business ventures right here in South Africa. So let's get digging, shall we? Our mission, if you choose to accept it, is to pinpoint the exact spots where your hard work and entrepreneurial spirit can strike gold. The real question is, are you ready? Okay, but before we rush off, every good treasure hunter needs a compass. So what are we actually looking for? I'll tell you. It's not just about a quick buck. Mzansi magazine defines a truly lucrative venture as something that's built to last. Yeah, it's got to be profitable, but it also has to be sustainable and, agile enough to handle whatever comes its way. Now, here's a number I want you to burn into your brain. 20%. According to Mzansi magazine, a profit margin north of 20% is the real benchmark for a super healthy business. You could say it's the glint of gold in the pan, a sure sign you've hit a rich vein. So, how in the world do you build a business that actually hits that magic number? Well, the analysis says it all comes down to 3 key pillars. First, you need strong market demand. Is there a crowd of people genuinely hungry for what you're selling? Second, you got to be smart about your niche. Find that little sweet spot where you're the absolute go-to. And finally, and this is huge, you need scalability. Can your business grow bigger without your costs just completely spiraling out of control? Nail those 3 and you are well on your way. All right, let's look at the map. The first big X marks the spot right in the middle of the massive digital world of e-commerce and its super popular cousin, dropshipping. And you can see why this is so appealing, right? Your customer base isn't just your neighborhood anymore, it's the entire planet. Your overheads, a tiny fraction of what a physical store would cost. And with a model like dropshipping, the initial investment is so minimal because you don't even have to buy the products until someone pays you for them. It's about as low risk, high reward as it gets for starting out. And if you want to see the potential in action, just look at Takealot. It started out as a humble online bookstore, and now it's an absolute behemoth in South African retail. It's just the perfect reminder that a tiny digital seed can grow into a massive, thriving business. Okay, moving to the next spot on our map, gold mine number 2. This one is all about helping those online stores and pretty much every other business actually get noticed. We're talking about digital marketing agencies. Think about it. Every single business today needs an online presence, which makes digital marketing an absolutely essential service. But the real genius here is the business model itself. You're often working on monthly retainers, which means that beautiful, predictable income. And as your name gets out there, you can scale up your team and go after bigger clients with even bigger budgets. Companies like SEO gurus really prove that in this game, your expertise is your golden ticket. It's not about throwing around buzzwords. It's about getting real, measurable results for your clients. When you can walk into a meeting and show that your work directly led to a 50% jump in their sales, well, your own success is pretty much guaranteed. Our third gold mine takes us into a sector that is just fundamental to, all of us, healthcare and medical services. This is an area where the demand is always there and it's only growing. So what makes it so profitable? Well, for one, the demand is rock solid, especially as our population gets older. Plus, specialized skills command premium prices. The regulations and high barrier to entry also mean you're not competing with 1,000 other startups. And now, technology is opening up these incredible new doors in things like telehealth, bringing care right into people's living rooms. And really, you just have to look at a major player like MediClinic to see the staggering scale and profitability that's possible in South Africa's private healthcare space. It just goes to show you how robust this whole sector is. All right, let's head into what feels like a modern-day gold rush. Our fourth location on the map is the fast-paced, dynamic world of software and tech startups. This is where the economics gets really, really cool. With software, you build it once, and you can sell it 1,000,000 times. The cost to produce one more copy is basically zero. That means the profit margins can be absolutely astronomical. Throw in a global market and an endless appetite for new digital tools, and you have the perfect recipe for explosive growth. A great local example? A company like Yoko. They saw a real problem. Small businesses were struggling to take card payments. So what did they do? They built a simple, elegant tech solution. And in doing so, they didn't just solve a problem, they built a wildly successful company. For our fifth and final major gold mine, we're shifting from the digital to the physical, something you can actually touch and stand on, real estate and property. There's a reason real estate is such a classic path to building wealth. You own a physical asset that historically tends to grow in value. You can generate a steady, passive income stream from rentals. And the field itself is just so diverse. Whether you see yourself as a developer, a landlord, or a house flipper, there's a path for you to explore. Industry giants like Pam Golding Properties show us that success in real estate really comes down to two crucial things: deep market knowledge and a brand that people fundamentally trust. At the end of the day, you're guiding people through one of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. Being that trusted expert, that's where the real value is. So, we've walked through the 5 big, established gold mines. But what's on the horizon? Mzansi magazine also pointed its compass toward a few emerging frontiers. These are the sectors where the next great fortunes could be made. Yeah, you're going to want to keep your eye on these 3 areas. Renewable energy is just set to explode, driven by both environmental necessity and pure economics. Personalized health and fitness is another one. People are investing more and more in their own well-being. And as the business world gets more complicated, niche consulting is becoming critical. If you are a true expert in one specific thing, companies will pay top dollar for your advice. But here's the thing, and this is important: having the map is just the first step. You still need the right tools to actually dig for the gold. Knowing where to look is one thing. Knowing how to dig is another thing entirely. And this right here, this is your toolkit. It doesn't matter which field you choose, success pretty much boils down to these 3 strategies. First, innovative marketing that actually cuts through all the noise. Second, lean, cost-efficient operations that protect that precious profit margin. And finally, an almost obsessive focus on your customer, because believe me, a loyal customer base is the most valuable treasure you can possibly build. So we've explored the landscape, we've marked the most promising spots, all thanks to Mzansi magazine's analysis. The map is now officially in your hands, so the only question left is, where will you start digging?